Jeeves comes home after serving as a substitute butler at Brinkley Court, the country house of Bertie's Aunt Dahlia. She tells Bertie that Sir Watkyn Bassett was there and was impressed with Jeeves. Additionally, Sir Watkyn bragged about obtaining a black amber statuette to Aunt Dahlia's husband, Tom Travers, who is a rival collector. Udharan Chenne. Jeeves dislikes Bertie's new blue Alpine hat with a pink feather. Bertie continues to wear the hat and has lunch with Emerald Stoker, the sister of his friend Pauline Stoker, who is on her way to the Bassett household, Totleigh Towers. He then sees Reverend Harold Stinker Pinker, who is upset that Sir Watkyn has not given him the vicarage, which Stinker needs to be able to marry Stiffy, Bing, Watkyn Bassett's niece. Stinker tells Bertie that Stiffy wants Bertie to come to Totleigh Towers to do something for her. But knowing that Stiffy often starts trouble, Bertie refuses. Gussie Fink-Nottle is upset with his fiancée Madeline Bassett, Sir Watkyn's daughter. Jeeves suggests that Bertie go to Totleigh Towers there to heal the rift between Gussie and Madeline, or else Madeline will decide to marry Bertie instead. Though Bertie does not want to marry Madeline, his personal code will not let him turn a girl down. Bertie reluctantly decides to go to Totleigh, saying, "Stiff upper lip." Jeeves. What? Udharan Chenne. Jeeves commends his spirit. At Totleigh Towers, Madeline is touched to see Bertie, thinking he came to see her because he is hopelessly in love with her. Sir Watkyn's friend Roderick Spode, formerly Lord Sidcup, loves Madeline but hides his feelings from her. At dinner, Madeline says that her father purchased the black amber statuette from someone named Plank who lives nearby at Hockley-cum-Mustang. Stiffy says the statuette is worth £1,000. Udharan Chenne. Jeeves tells Bertie that Gussie is unhappy with Madeline because she is making him follow a vegetarian diet. The cook has offered to secretly provide Gussie steak and kidney pie. The cook is in fact Emerald Stoker, who took the job after losing her allowance betting on a horse. She has fallen for Gussie. After telling Bertie that Sir Watkyn cheated Plank by paying only £5 for the statuette, Stiffy orders Bertie to sell it back to Plank for £5. Or else she will tell Madeline that Gussie has been sneaking meat. And then Madeline would leave him for Bertie. Stiffy takes the statuette and gives it to Bertie. Bertie goes to Hockley-cum-Mustang and meets the explorer Major Plank. Plank mentions that he is looking for a prop forward for his Hockley-cum-Mustang rugby team. When Bertie tries to sell the statuette back to him for £5, Plank assumes Bertie stole it from Sir Watkyn and intends to call the police. Jeeves arrives, saying he is Chief Inspector Witherspoon of Scotland Yard. He tells Plank that he is there to arrest Bertie, claiming that Bertie is a criminal known as Alpine Joe, leading Bertie safely away. Jeeves tells him that Sir Watkyn actually paid the full £1,000 for the statuette and had lied to spite Tom Travers. Jeeves returns the statuette to Totleigh Towers. Spode sees Gussie kissing Emerald and threatens to harm him for betraying Madeline. When Stinker moves to protect Gussie, Spode hits Stinker. Stinker retaliates, knocking out Spode. Spode regains consciousness, only to be knocked out again by Emerald. Seeing Spode on the ground, Madeline calls Gussie a brute. He defiantly eats a ham sandwich in front of her, and their engagement ends. Gussie and Emerald elope. Sir Watkyn offers Harold Pinker the vicarage, but changes his mind when he finds out that Stinker punched Spode. Meanwhile, Madeline resolves to marry Bertie. Major Plank, after learning from a telephone call with Inspector Witherspoon that Harold Pinker is a skilled prop forward, comes to the house and gives him the vicarage at Hockley-cum-Mustang. Because of this, Stiffy no longer needs the statuette. which she stole a second time to blackmail Sir Watkyn. So she gives it to Jeeves to return it. Hiding from plank behind a sofa, Bertie overhears Spode and Jeeves convince Madeline that Bertie did not come to Totleigh Towers for love of her but rather because he wanted to steal the statuette, which Jeeves says he found among Bertie's belongings. Madeline decides not to marry Bertie. Spode proposes to Madeline and she accepts. Bertie is discovered and Sir Watkyn, a justice of the peace, intends to make Bertie spend 28 days in jail. After being arrested by Constable Oates, Bertie spends the night in jail. In the morning, Bertie is released. Sir Watkyn is dropping the charge because Jeeves agreed to work for him. Bertie is shocked, but Jeeves assures him it will only be temporary. After a week or so, he will find a reason to resign and return to Bertie. Moved, Bertie wishes there was something he could do to repay Jeeves. Jeeves asks Bertie to give up the Alpine hat. Bertie agrees.